you on the phone, no one's home. Baby, why leave me all alone?
Bună seara! Bine ați venit la Summer Tech Conference. Urmează să începem seria de speech-uri cu invitații noștri. Evenimentul este organizat de SourceLess în parteneriat cu Commodity. Vom avea în această seară un line-up foarte interesant de speakeri. În afară de cele două proiecte deja menționate, vom avea mai mulți oaspeți din industrii diferite, cu un scop de business foarte vast și printre toate sunt unificați prin ideea și tehnologia de blockchain. Mai târziu vom avea și o sesiune deschisă de Q&A, unde vom adresa întrebări directe participanților noștri. De asemenea, evenimentul se va continua cu petrecerea care a fost întreruptă pentru puțin timp și cu siguranță vom reveni, considerând că este primul eveniment la litoral pentru SourceLess, adică în home base, și nu se poate decât să terminăm cu o petrecere semnificativă și vom continua cu și mai mult sport. Așadar, în primul rând, vom trece direct la treabă. Aș vrea să invit pe scenă primul nostru speaker din această seară și omul fără de care nu am fi putut avea acest eveniment. Este un developer desăvârșit și arhitectul SourceLess, Alex Stratula.
Sunt Alex. Mulțumesc pentru prezentare, Andrei. Ce n-a spus el, că nu sunt speaker și aici am mari probleme, dar încerc să dau tot ce pot mai bun. Bun. Și o să încep prin a vă explica așa, o very short story, cam ce face SourceLess și unde suntem și unde vrem să ajungem. Vorbim de un ecosistem, zic eu, complet și care deservește cam tot ceea ce s-ar putea pe zona de blockchain. Avem în spatele tehnologiei de blockchain și de adresare cu proprietatea dată de WNFT-uri, Web Non-Fungible Tokens. Avem și o zonă de Distributed Ledger Technology care va fi folosită în a gestiona spațiul din spatele unui website bazat pe SPR.domeniu. Deși mi s-a spus că ar trebui la întâlniri de genul acesta, în care sunt prezenți foarte mulți oameni non-tehnici, în care sunt prezenți oameni care poate nu au atâta cunoștință de zona de blockchain și de cripto, consider că totuși nu putem să ducem lucrurile atât de departe de explicațiile tehnologice, pentru că atunci ne-am îndepărtat foarte mult de ceea ce înseamnă blockchain. Cred și cu adevărat în tot ceea ce înseamnă blockchain ca și utilitate reală. Consider că în momentul de față, poate nu suntem nici cel mai bun proiect, nici cel mai desăvârșit din anumite considerente, doar că consider că încercăm să punem bazele unui ecosistem complet, ceea ce ar putea da un nou web. Vorbim de un nou web fără a ne baza pe conexiunile de tip clasice, și aici trebuie să fac referință la HTTP, HTTPS, etc. Vorbim de un nou web în care adresele efective date de WNFT să poată fi utilizate într-un mod de ownership. Vorbim de o zonă în care putem efectiv să aplicăm blockchain-ul în tot ceea ce înseamnă tehnologia și acțiunile pe care le facem noi zi de zi. Un prim exemplu, dacă cele două mașini din față nu au fost așezate acolo doar ca să arătăm că, nu știu, doar ca și punct de marketing. Ele sunt primul pas împreună cu o zonă de ownership și pe partea de proprietăți imobiliare, dar acelea sunt exemplul cel mai concret, în care efectiv le putem achiziționa cu ajutorul WNFT-urilor. Probabil că majoritatea o să spuneți, da, ok, asta pot să fac și cu NFT-urile standard, indiferent prin ce blockchain sunt emise. Și este perfect adevărat. Dar ce facem în momentul în care vrem să schimbăm ownership-ul și nu putem să rescriem peste un NFT la modul clasic? Aici venim noi și propunem o variantă de a face NFT-uri cu niște caracteristici, zic eu, aparte. Bun. Tot ecosistemul acesta la care v-am făcut eu referință este patentat la momentul acesta printr-un provisional patent. Există informațiile pe site-ul nostru în Statele Unite, oficiul USPTO. Tot ceea ce spun acum, de fapt, s-a făcut referință săptămânile trecute prin diferite articole, dar am văzut și relatări de pe undeva din luna ianuarie cu acele soulbound tokens, cum probabil unii dintre noi știm, și care fac o referință și au o asemănare într-o proporție de 90 ceva la sută cu ceea ce facem noi prin aceste WNFT-uri, pentru că așa am considerat să le denumim. În afară de zona, chiar astăzi am purtat, înainte de discuția aceasta, am purtat o discuție cu o persoană, un invitat, și chiar apreciez, care mi-a spus, ok, voi nu aveți tehnologie în spate. Singurul lucru pe care aș vrea să-l comunic și mi se pare foarte important pe zona asta de tehnologie este că ar trebui într-adevăr să ne facem our own research, altfel se spune, și la o simplă căutare. Avem GitHub, avem tot codul nostru, este public de aproximativ un an și, o lună și jumătate. Am reușit să-l facem public, ne-a fost necesar pentru a îndeplini niște pași și ne pregătim în următoarea perioadă să și ne listăm, chiar și pe zona de cripto, să ne listăm pe câteva exchange-uri, atât ca și token, cât și ca și cryptocurrency, urmând ca migrarea să se întâmple în luna iulie. SourceLess are în spate o tehnologie bazată pe, să spun așa, Zero Knowledge Stark, sunt câteva detalii, dar acolo pentru cei care sunt interesați pot merge pe zona de white paper și tot ce avem noi repozitorii pe GitHub. Dar de ce fac referință chiar și în zona tehnologică? Pentru că noi avem un lucru, zic eu, deosebit și care ne va ajuta să scalăm foarte mult în viitor. Și anume, dimensiunea nodurilor validatoare nu depășește 1 megabyte. Tehnologia aceasta deja există într-o formă, zic eu, diferită, dar există, este testată, și anume prin cei de la Mina Protect. Consider că sunt niște detalii care fac diferența și sunt foarte importante din punct de vedere tehnic. Acele noduri la care eu fac referință sunt, de fapt, posibilitatea de a duce blockchain-ul mai departe și anume a duce pe smartphone-urile noastre ca și validatori. În acel moment, da, putem merge la o reducere de taxe cât se poate spre zero. Ceea ce ne dorim, o să vedem cât este de sustenabil în timp. Cam asta este o foarte mare prezentare a ceea ce am făcut până acum la lucrurile care sunt în existență astăzi. Mai avem în schimb și am început să încheiem niște parteneriate, nu la nivel financiar, cât la nivel tehnologic. Și unii dintre partenerii care vor și intra să ne salute pentru un scurt timp și să ne și vadă, o să încercăm să pregătim și o transmisie cu ei, sunt cei de la Format. Format Institute sunt partenerii noștri din Germania, de aproximativ 30 de ani de zile dezvoltă machine learning și inteligență artificială. De aproximativ un an și jumătate am tot avut diverse conversații, discuții, etc. Și am ajuns la o concluzie de comun acord în care vom utiliza, pe lângă alte sisteme de AI, vom utiliza inclusiv motorul de inteligență artificială al celor de la Formelt Institute, și anume AI. Cofondatoarea și cea care va intra astăzi împreună cu noi se numește Gita Payne. O să o prezint imediat cum este și gata și ea disponibilă. Pe partea cealaltă de web, tot ce înseamnă AI și tot ce la ceea ce fac referință printr-un cognitive web se referă la a pune inteligența artificială și machine learning-ul, și anume text-to-coding, să pună la dispoziție în browserul nostru celor care vor să construiască pe platforma noastră. Cam ăsta este scopul nostru cu SourceLess Browser și cu acel cognitive web pe care noi încercăm să-l dezvoltăm, încă o dată, repet, bazat pe blockchain, pe proprietatea adreselor, pe inteligența artificială și având în spate hosting-ul de tip Distributed Ledger Technology. Printre partenerii noștri în seara asta avem și pe unul dintre cei în care ne împărtășesc cel puțin viziunea și nu doar la nivel de marketing, și anume Solomon Vasilcăi este în sală și o să-l rog să spună câteva cuvinte. El este președintele IOHR, International Organization Human Rights. Consider că împărtășim aceleași viziuni. Suntem și vom fi cu întreaga echipă membri în această organizație care apără drepturile omului și considerăm că inclusiv un blockchain de tipul cum îl construim noi trebuie să împărtășească într-adevăr descentralizarea ownership-ul și drepturile fundamentale ale omului. Iar printre partenerii noștri, acum pe zona de investment, de financiar, din păcate suntem nevoiți să și mergem pe zona asta, sunt cei prezenți aici de la Empire VC și bineînțeles ca și parteneri cu care am organizat acest eveniment și cu care construim mai departe tot ecosistemul, sunt cei de la Commodity, iar aceștia vor fi ultimii care își vor expune ceea ce fac ei acum și proiectul lor în foarte mari linii. Cam atât am avut eu, nu vreau să vă plictisesc, întrebări, vom avea o sesiune puțin mai, o să încercăm să nu ne lungim foarte tare, iar sesiunea de întrebări putem să o avem atât cu noi pe scenă, cât și ulterior în discuții mai amănunțite. Vă mulțumesc că ați venit. Pentru mine
Mulțumim, Alex. Vom lua o scurtă pauză pentru câteva remedieri tehnice și ne întoarcem foarte curând.
Sunt parte a echipei Venture Capital, Empire Venture Capital, un fond de investiții pentru comunitate. Așadar, noi facilităm accesul oamenilor care își doresc investiții în proiecte sustenabile, precum e și SourceLess, evident cu o verificare prealabil, într-un mod simplu și facil. Nu facem doar asta, pe lângă partea de investiție pentru membrii care acum intră în ecosisteme, mai oferim servicii de advisory, servicii de consultanță specifică în proiectele de blockchain, mai facem și sesiuni de întreabă-mă orice cu partenerii noștri, tot pentru comunitate și atunci când situația o impune, ne implicăm și în partea de model de business, dacă ni se solicită acceptul. Facem asta cu o echipă de 9 membri, 7 suntem în România, 2 în Germania. În acest moment lucrăm la propriul tool software pentru comunitate, în care să poată urmări toate investițiile făcute într-un dashboard simplu și pentru noi să distribuim mai ușor asset-urile digitale către aceștia. Cam atât despre noi. Mulțumim SourceLess pentru invitație și sperăm să fie un parteneriat de lungă durată și de succes. O seară bună!
să introducem următorul speaker în line-up și, în particular, reprezentând IOHR. Aș vrea să poftesc următorul speaker pe scenă. Vă rog. Solomon. Nu este prezent? Este. Domnul Solomon?
Bună seara și mulțumesc pentru invitație. E o onoare pentru mine să fiu aici. Călătoresc mult în partea asiatică, avem acolo un birou, sunt și căsătorit în Filipine. Aș vrea ca să aduc mulțumiri speciale sponsorilor noștri, SourceLess. Nu înțeleg prea multe de meserie, sunt pastor. Nu înțeleg prea mult, dar știm că ceea ce SourceLess face pentru binele societății civile și acolo noi punem umărul și de-aia ei sunt și inspectorii noștri. Am început în 2009 organizația în Constanța, am lucrat foarte mult cu Iulian Bondare, aș vrea să-i dăm niște aplauze. Merită pentru că s-a implicat foarte mult în ajutorarea oamenilor, atât la nivel juridic, cât și avem relații foarte multe cu biserici, dăruim scaune cu rotile, avem proiecte umanitare. La ora actuală lucrăm în peste 30 de țări, avem reprezentanți, mare parte în afara României și 3 inspectori avem aici, avem pe Bogdan Voinea, avem pe Stratulat, Alexandru și Iulian Bondare. Mai lucrăm cu refugiații în Ucraina, avem 2 comisari implicați full-time în Ucraina aproape zi de zi și lucrează și în închisori. Avem drept de control ca autoritate publică. Dacă ați văzut pe spatele tricoului, aveți sigla, nu degeaba o țin aici, este suportul nostru pe care noi îl aducem promovându-i și vreau să vă mulțumesc mult echipei de fondatori pentru un singur lucru, mai mult decât sponsorizare, cât faceți dumneavoastră pentru organizație, ne-ați inspirat și ne inspirați cu curajul pe care îl aveți, având în vedere situația mondială, crize, pandemie, situații grele. Dumneavoastră aveți îndrăzneală să priviți în viitor și aveți o viziune clară și eu vă apreciez foarte mult. În încheiere vă invit, când aveți posibilitatea, să ne urmăriți pe Facebook, pe site. Avem acolo un site în lucru. Mulțumim special, mulțumim pentru website-ul care îl găzduiește echipa SourceLess. Și cam atâta pentru seara de azi. Vă mulțumesc!
Următorul invitat este un partener desăvârșit al SourceLess, este reprezentantul Commodity. Invitatul este din Olanda, așadar discursul va avea loc în limba engleză. Mai mult de atât, proiectul este înființat în Sierra Leone și are mai bine de un deceniu de experiență în industria exploatării miniere. Proiectul în sine este unul foarte diferit de industria cu care ne-am obișnuit și pentru mai multe detalii o să-l introduc pe fondatorul Commodity. And I would like to introduce on the stage Mr. Edward Meyers, the founder of Commodity.
Good evening all. I don't like microphones too much, so I think that my voice will carry far enough for all of you to hear it. So I'm very happy to be here, also to see all of you to come and to listen to SourceLess and what we have to tell everybody here tonight as Commodity. It's a real privilege to be here with Alex. We had a lot of conversations. Alex, with his whole team, did something truly remarkable. There is a huge shift in the next few years where it comes to the monetary system. Especially if you look around now what's happening in the world, there is a geopolitical shift going on that's really will have an impact on our whole lives and our whole economy. But there's also a huge monetary shift going on. There where years ago nobody was believing or nobody knew anything about blockchain or crypto technology, you see now that especially the monetary world and the traditional investment world want to cross over and invest heavily in everything that has to do with blockchain technology and crypto technology. We just came here yesterday from Dubai. If you see what these people are investing in for the next decade to invest in this market segment, that is totally amazing. So I want to take you along, embark you on a journey that we started 14 years ago in the jungles of Sierra Leone. I ended up there. I was born and raised in the Netherlands. I'm 53 years old. 14 years ago I left Europe indefinitely to go there and to go for a tremendous adventure. And it was really an adventure. But it led everything up to here. And although my plans 10 years ago were completely different, where we would like to create a value and make an exit and sell it to one of the large mining companies, I learned in 2015 about what blockchain was. I educated myself. I educated myself in blockchain technology. Not as far as Alex, obviously. When he's speaking with me, half of the time I really have no bloody clue what he's talking about. But one thing, and that goes perhaps for more people in this audience, what I absolutely recognize when he's talking about it, that he is really brilliant. And I have to give that to him. This is really a brilliant guy. He knows exactly what he's talking about. So in 2015, I saw and I understood what blockchain was. And I realized immediately that it was disruptive technology that would change the way that we handle business, communicate with each other, and how everything will be governed towards the future. So from that moment on, I started to try to find a solution where we could pack our real natural assets, our natural resources in Sierra Leone, which are tremendously valuable, to token or to a coin which could have a real value. So that would mean, if you look today at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is in existence. In 2010, if I would have been probably at any one of you at that moment at the table, and I would have told you, this is Bitcoin, it's worth 6 cents now. But listen, in 2020, it will be worth $60,000. Then probably each and every one of you would have sent me away. You would have said, listen Edward, you're a moron. So you're talking about Bitcoin? I never heard about a Bitcoin. What is a crypto? What is a blockchain? And you're going to tell me that that digital coin will have a value from 6 cents to $60,000 in only 10 years? You must be a madman. But everybody saw it happening, right? It happened. And it will happen again. Where we are going with commodity is Bitcoin 2.0 on steroids. And we do this together with SourceLess. SourceLess will provide us the native blockchain for commodity blockchain, where we can grow this business case on. And everything that you heard up to now is technical. It's very hard to understand, especially when you're not technical in the domain. But I want to show you now a user case based upon this technology that we can't do without the blockchain technology. So can I see the first video? Who will start it for me? Alex. Thank you very much.
Can business save the earth? Yes, it can. So, are you ready for the QAAA? The crown of assets. Commodity Resource Holdings is the first company in the world to digitize resource assets in a revolutionary form, especially one of the oldest and most stable values of all time. gold. For thousands of years, a guarantor for stability in times of crisis and the best protection against inflation. Commodity introduces a new era of digital assets, combining the best of two worlds, the new and old economy, in one unique financial value. The asset-backed QAAA security token unifies the advantages of physical gold and other valuable natural resources with the huge potential of the crypto market and advanced blockchain technology. The QAAA assets are certified by the worldwide highly regarded NI 43101 standard, thoroughly audited, double verified, hedged by tangible assets, fully regulated, and compliant with all international financial and regulatory authorities. Q stands for commodity. 3 times A for the highest possible financial rating. Our QAAA security token is an undisputed bankable asset and represents a never-seen transition of wealth. First, according to experts, the price of gold will rise extremely over the next period, and commodity will bring the monetization of natural resources to a new global standard, with prosperity and security for all stakeholders. Secondly, gold and other natural resource assets backing the QAAA are fully approved and available in our own prospecting concessions. This will make us the largest tokenized natural resource company in the world. For the love and respect of nature, our cost-intensive exploration operations for resources are compliant to the strictest ESG standards. The only contemporary and sustainable solution is to simply leave the resources in the ground and only monetize their confirmed values. Transport and storage of gold for wealth and monetary purposes become obsolete. And thirdly, we pursue a corporate vision to protect people and nature. We want to make our world more livable and better for the benefit of all. We are committed to the support and development of sustainable environmental, infrastructural, and social projects worldwide, not out of obligation, but out of conviction and legacy, because taking responsibility is part of our DNA. Our concept is straight, defined, and transparent, and the commodity ecosystem is accessible for everyone. The QAAA security token will lead to the next big movement in the investment domain. Bitcoin 2.0 on steroids. Sustainable, secured, and deposited with certified natural resources and values. Commodity. Invest in the future from a different perspective. It's the right way to save our Earth.
Here about, we have a very bold claim, by the way, and I have to admit it. We are talking here about the largest transition of wealth in the history of mankind. And again, that's quite a bold statement. But you have to see it this way. What we are doing is indicating these resources which were not in existence before. By our exploration and by our prospecting procedures, we are indicating large amounts, values of natural resources, and this value was never part of any monetary system, not in the crypto world and also not in the traditional investment world, where we are talking about the traditional investment world in, for example, bonds, stocks, real estate, liquidity markets, commodities. And on the other side you have the crypto domain. You also have to keep in mind that in the crypto domain is not even 1% of the money available which you can find in the real investment domain. Hence why we are going to a real security token. What we are doing currently and what you will see come in existence this year has never been done before. We will make a crossover between crypto technology, the crypto world, and the real investment world. So that means on the one hand we have the QAA, which is just launched, where that is utility token asset backed by a security of our company and with the resources that we have in our company, to a real security token, which is completely compliant with all the rules and regulations and all the financial securities which are necessary in order to tap into this tremendous amount of capital, which will happen in, as it looks like right now, the last quarter of this year. Can I have the next one?
Security, stability, transparency. These are the keys to a prosperous future, one in which you and everyone you love get the chance to live your dream lives. And we have taken the first steps towards achieving that. We have created QAA, a securitized token that is the enabler for a much bigger project, one that combines all these principles with the benefits of precious natural resources into the first real security token, QAAA. But let's get back to where it first started. We've seen during the past years that the financial systems have brought us no benefits, no guarantee of our assets, nor have any real chance of protecting our capital against inflation or financial crises. In fact, there are only a handful of people who can really take advantage of existing financial regulations, while others are trapped living a paycheck-to-paycheck lifestyle. And things are even worse in underdeveloped countries, places where access to education, sanitation, and health system is almost non-existent. We know how life is in such places because we've been active in Sierra Leone since 2009 through our on-ground division, Tandem Libre Holdings. We know the struggles of people living here. And now, thanks to the innovative solution we've unraveled, we know how to put an end to all these struggles too. We are not here to rip the area of its valuable resources as it so happened in the past, but to use the value of all the precious minerals to build something bigger, something that can benefit us all, you, your loved ones, and the communities living here. Something that is based on development, care, respect, and education. Something that changes our lives for the better. This is our vision, and the QAA token is the first milestone in this process. QAA. Q stands for commodity, and the AA for the second best rating in the financial world. In short, this is the so-called pre-sale stage of the QAAA token, which combines the best of both worlds, crypto and the already existing financial system, becoming a strong financial tool that suits the best crypto adopters and users of traditional currencies.
Let's hope that the following video will be better. As you can see, I'm in these videos. I want to name now already one name. Stanley is sitting there. He came from Sierra Leone to be here with this event. He is our Chief Operation Officer, daily in the jungle with all the guys who are doing this work. And what is nice to see, and you saw it just now in Dubai, imagine, in the 70s in Dubai, there was nothing but a desert. There was completely nothing. Not even the resources to build this city. And what did they do? They found a way to monetize against their natural resources. And because of it, they were able to build one of the most wealthy and powerful cities in the world in only 50 years. Can you imagine what could happen on the moment that African countries will be able to monetize against their natural resources? I am living there for 14 years. I live in Africa, I work in Africa, I will die in Africa, and I married Africa. My woman is a native woman from the Kingdom of Lesotho. She would love to have to be here, but I could not get her into Europe because of all these hassle with visa and I don't know what more. So she's still waiting for me in Dubai in order to fly back. But what happens, what my subject is here, is that this is not only about money. I am standing here because of legacy. we want to change drastically something in Africa. Because what I have seen, people, in the past 14 years by myself are things that you don't want to see. And if children are dying because of lack of medical care or because of lack of food, knowing that they are living on the gold but they can't touch it, it means that you need to find a key to unlock this wealth. And what we have done is found that key. So what the base of commodity is that we monetize against these in-ground natural resources. We don't produce. We don't get it out of the ground. And let me give you a small example. If you have right now 1 kg of gold in front of you, it's about worth 50,000 US dollars. Whether you put it under your mattress, your pillow, in your safe, it doesn't matter. Where you put it, it's still worth $50,000. But when I go to your backyard, I dig a hole in the ground and I put it in and I put the soil back on it, it's still worth $50,000. So when that's the case, why get it out of the ground in the first place? So the only thing that you need to do is value it. Make for sure that you can find it and that you can monetize against it. And we do that through a procedure, what was just mentioned in this footage of NI 43101. That's a world-renowned standard where you can prove what your resource is worth. It's the same as the valuation of real estate. On the moment that you have a valuation company who is evaluating your real estate, then it has a real asset-backed value. And it's the same with natural resources. So what happens currently in Africa? They try to make money. They try to get income. So they invite investors. They're coming into that country. They're going to dig up the country. They're going to distort the livelihood. They are going to distort local cohesion or social cohesion because locals many times need to move because they are living on top of these resources. They are polluting the environment in the mining process. And on the moment that they have the gold, they give a nickel and a dime to these African countries. It's about 1 to 3% of the value of the gold. They take this value out of the country and they leave nothing behind for the people. And that I'm not going to take part in. We as commodity are not going to take part in this. So what we do is monetize against these in-ground natural resources. And of course you can't do that at the mine value. You have to do that at the in-ground value. So it means if you have a troy ounce of gold today, which is the measurement of gold, it's worth, let's say for argument's sake, $2,000 when it's mined. But when it's in ground, it's only worth $200, about 10% of the mine value. So that means that that spread for production towards the future is still there for the countries. But the in-ground value is the value that we use for the value of our company and the value of the growth of our token towards the future. So in December, our company was valued at $5 billion US dollars, based upon this in-ground value. Today, we are already valued at $11.6 billion in less than 6 months. That's only based on a southern part of 4 of our exploration licenses. So you can imagine what is going to happen over the next few years, where we are going to expand from 4 of these licenses to 13 of these licenses. So this value will grow tremendously, exponentially, based upon the methodology that we found and the monetizing with token. Can I have the following video, guys? There's no sound. So I talked already about leaving a legacy, creating legacy. And what you also saw in this part is change of perspective. If you keep doing everything what you're doing every single day, then don't expect that the outcome will be different if you don't do something else. So we are absolutely committed to do something else in order to change the outcome. And the outcome will be that there will be a huge upside for everybody who is connected to commodity, QAA and QAAA in a monetary sense, but there will be a huge difference in outcome for the people in Africa. Because we give them the key where they can monetize against their resource values that they have. And I can promise you one thing, on the moment that we do this, it's not a question if we're going to do it, but when this happens, then one of the poorest countries in Africa, which is Sierra Leone, with a very troubled history with the civil war, can turn into the Dubai of Africa. Can I have the following slide? So what we do, we make basically 3 times money on the same square meter of land. Because the first time we will monetize the in-ground natural resource without destroying nature and livelihood. The second time we make for sure that a part of this money is going back into the community in order to create jobs, prosperity, livelihood, like agriculture, forestry, cattle breeding, so that these people are able to make money. And the third time is, because we don't touch nature, we can create carbon credits in order to compensate on CO2 emissions, which is necessary in Europe to compensate it. There are a lot of large companies which cannot balance out their CO2 production, and they need to buy these carbon credits from the market. Because of this nature, we can create also these carbon credits. So without ruining nature, without looting the country, we can make for sure that livelihood is going back to the people there where it belongs, keep those natural resources where they belong, and still make for sure that all the stakeholders involved have an upside towards the future. Because the growth of all these expansions in natural resources and these values are stacked upon the QAA and the QAAA. Can I have the last one? Is this
Can
the last one?
business save the earth? Yes, it can. So, are you ready to make a difference? Meet Commodity QAAA, digitalization of natural assets. Clear, transparent, and secure. Multi-asset and multi-chain network. Commodity Resource Holdings is the first company in the world to digitize resource assets in a revolutionary form, one of the major financial assets of all the time. Gold, being a pure hedge against inflation and one of the world's oldest and most stable currencies. Commodity introduces a new connection between the old and the new economy by creating a unique store of value using blockchain technology. The QAAA security token is backed by real assets, unifying the advantages of physical gold and the opportunities of the crypto market. The QAAA assets are certified by the worldwide highly regarded NI 43-101 standard, thoroughly audited, double verified, hedged by tangible assets, fully regulated and compliant with all international financial and regulatory authorities. Q stands for commodity, 3 times A for the highest possible financial rating. Through our process of supported fractional tokenization, everyone can be part of this movement. First, according to experts, gold is a safe haven store of value and the gold's rally is far from over. Commodity brings a new way of monetization of evergreen valuable assets, offering prosperity and security for all the stakeholders. Secondly, gold backing the QAAA token is fully approved and available in our own prospecting concessions. This will inevitably result in Commodity being the first tokenized natural resource company in the world. For the love and respect of nature, our cost-intensive exploration operations for resources are compliant to the strictest ESG standards. And thirdly, we pursue a corporate vision to protect people and nature. We want to make our world more livable and better for the benefit of all. We are committed to the support and development of sustainable environmental, infrastructural, and social projects worldwide. Not out of obligation, but out of conviction and legacy, because taking responsibility is part of our DNA. Our concept is straight, defined and transparent, and the commodity ecosystem is accessible for everyone. The QAAA security token will lead to the next big movement in the investment domain. Sustainable, secured and deposited with certified natural resources and values. Commodity, invest in a golden future.
So, what I also want to show you all of you, this is not just a slick story with some footage from the internet and I don't know what more. As you probably have seen already in these videos, I'm wearing exactly the same as in these videos. And that's because I have 5 of these pants, 10 of these t-shirts, they're all the same, so that I don't have to think about what I put on every single day. But we are there. We are standing with our own boots in the clay, make for sure that all the processes are safeguarded, and that we are going to make for sure that this transition is going to happen. And I'm not doing this only by myself. We have a very well dedicated team in Sierra Leone with the locals who are running everything on a daily basis. I have my partners, like Radko, who's in the back, like Nisha, who's in the back, who are pulling and pushing every single day to get everything in place. Revolution Media, the guys who made all these things, came with me to Sierra Leone, made the footage that you see in these videos, which they saw with their own eyes. You can talk to any of these guys. It changed their lives. The visit that they had there, seeing it, feeling it, smelling it, talking to these people, it made them really a part of what we are doing in Commodity. And I want to show you something of it. I'm really standing here humbled and very proud of all these people who are working relentlessly every single day to make this happen. Truly believing in that if we have like-minded people who want to put in like-minded effort and actions, that we can truly come to a change. This change is here. And like we saw it in 2010, and you're looking at it right now, I can guarantee that to you. Where people thought in 2010, oh wow, okay, this is Bitcoin, let me buy a pizza because it's worth nothing. This is Bitcoin 2.0 on steroids. History is again in the making. With what we are doing, making a hybrid product between crypto and the real investment world by a current crypto token and a real security token has never been done and never been seen before. In the second week, of July, I will be in Switzerland to conclude this transaction. So you will find us not only on crypto exchanges where we are currently listed, on the DEXs and also one of the CHEXs, which will be expanded over the next few weeks and months, but you will also find us back in the real security exchanges, where we keep on building and expanding on our natural resources. So I want to thank you very much for your attention. I hope that you have a wonderful evening. I have a last video to conclude this, and I hope that you will see, or I hope, I never say hope normally because hope is for the desperate, I always say, but okay, whatever. You will definitely are going to see us in the future. Thank you very much. Hey, Alex, come here. I'm very proud of this guy, seriously. We are so different, you can't believe. In almost everything, but we have one common thing. We are morally on the same page in life. And, you know, he don't want me to say it, but he never had so many people on his birthday today.
Thank you very much. Urmează un invitat din Germania, de la Institutul Formwelt. Compania are mai bine de 30 de ani experiență în research-ul inteligenței artificiale, cu scopul unificării lingvistice la nivel global, nu numai între oameni, dar și între device-uri. Compania este un partener SourceLess și își dezvoltă proiectul împreună și în colaborare cu. Aș vrea să o invit printr-un mediu virtual de data aceasta pe doamna Gita Pani. Miss Pine, if you will.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello everybody, I hope you have a good time at Alex. Hey, thank you for inviting me. Can you hear me quite good? Okay. I'm a German researcher in system theory and cybernetics. And my husband and I, we have worked for almost 34 years on a language that works as a universal reference system and that can help people to comprehend the way how they think, to help with communication, with education technology. We can build an AI on this. And we met Julian and Alex around about 2 years ago, where we were looking for partners for the so-called Larnaca conferences, which is an international project of scientists all around the globe to talk about how we can help with climate change and help with the changes coming with digitization and algorithmization. And yeah, from there the partnership with SourceLess starts. And our goal is to build an online platform where everybody on this planet can connect. Can you still hear me? Just checking. Some of you nod so I can see it. Okay, very, very well. Our goal is to build an online platform where everybody can connect and use this language that can be spoken in all natural languages to connect with each other, to create new projects, to communicate with each other without any loss of meaning or reference level, and to build a global education system that works systemically, where children from all over the planet can work with other children and adults, where people can learn together and communicate and work on new projects. This language can also be spoken by machines, so we can build an artificial intelligence that can help us with creating meaning. And we can finally build a semantic or cognitive web as it was originally planned in the beginning of the internet. But this project wasn't now I'm lacking an English word. The project does not go on because people thought it cannot be built. This was something we did not know, so we built the language that is necessary to connect humans and machines to build a synergetic field of interaction and communication and education. This language can also be used for longevity purposes, to help elderly to create words of concepts, to help them to rebuild their memory when they have memory loss from Alzheimer's or other aging diseases. And it can help with diplomacy and many, many other stuff. So yeah, that's it in the end. The idea is to help all of us to finally say what we mean and mean what we say. You all know this problem, right? When you're talking about yourself, about freedom and so on, it's quite difficult to say what you really mean when you have a language that is so vague as our natural languages are. And we put mathematics beneath our natural languages, and from there up we create this new language altogether with the help of Formwelt, and that leads to deeper connections between all of us. That is one other important. It's quite important to have blockchain-supported Formwelt online platform, because that leads to more safety of the people working with this platform. There is nothing more intimate than personal thoughts. And personal thoughts have to be protected. And that is where blockchain comes into the picture for us from Formwelt Online, right, Alex? So you can help the people to feel safe that when they work with Formwelt, they know nobody, not even artificial intelligence, can exploit their intimate ideas. They are the ones who decide when they want to publish it, and there will be a reference history, so everybody knows my ideas when I put them out there. Everybody knows from where they come, and they can read the reference history, so we will finally have the protection of the emotional and cognitive movements of people in the internet through blockchain technology from SourceLess.
Thank you, Gita, again. Thank you for being with us, and sorry for the late notice and everything. It's like
it's tech.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's technology. We are at the beginning of a giant journey, but we still have to work around some problems. Thank you for inviting me. I wish you a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bun, în continuare vom începe sesiunea de Q&A și voi vrea să îi reinvit din nou pe scenă pe principalii speakeri. Vom ține, evident, acest discurs în limba engleză. Sper că nu va fi o problemă. So I'd like to re-invite Alex, he's already here.
I'm here too.
Here as our second guest. All right, so let's open up the floor with questions from the audience. We also have a few questions from the online medium, but who would like to go first?
Some question?
Then the explanation was very well, I think.
No one, so it's perfect. Anyway, let's go with the online question. If it's,
Very well.
if you have questions, we are here.
So the first question is for SourceLess. How can a non-technical person benefit from the SourceLess technology?
This we are thinking in implementation of a cognitive and IE help web. When we try to use like blockchain or to create a smart contract or something we need to interact with the blockchain, then we can have the help of, let's say, similar with Copilot from GitHub or Codex, DaVinci from OpenAI. We have also the weld form, which is form weld. We have a lot of, let's say, smart software that can really help users creating what they write into a code for programming what they want. So I think this is the best way to create the first step in this cognitive web we are working on.
Second question, also for SourceLess. How easy it is for users to launch any project on the SourceLess platform?
It's still early. We'll be like up and running in a public way in around I hope like 2 months, but we still have some tests to run. Anyway, it will be very easy because on the SourceLess browser we have it's like a let's say tokenization is a smart contract in which you need just to add, it's an automated smart contract actually, it's like smart contract is automated, but on the developing side you just need to put your numbers, names and everything and just hit submit and that's all. So we think that tokenization must be easier, compliant and updatable in an automated mode. So now we need to write a smart contract. There are software that actually permit us to generate a token, just putting the numbers, but we go a step further. We try to put it like automated, validated, and updated by our own let's say, blockchain, kind of.
All right, thank you very much. Now a question for commodity. What are the factors that determine the security token's growth?
We are expanding on our exploration. And with the expanding on the exploration, where it comes to areas and the validating of these resources, bringing them up to a proven resource by the NI 43-101 process, you have a guaranteed growth of value. And that guaranteed growth of value by the exponential growth of the number of areas, but also the upbringing of non-indicated resources to a proven resource, it means that this value will grow and will be put up on the token time after time. So that will reach a tremendous value.
Very well, thank you. Another question. How does commodity help people and its communities?
Well, what we are currently already doing is not evasive mining, for example. We are not ruining landscape. We are not disturbing social cohesion. We are not removing the wealth out of the country. But what we are doing is monetizing against these natural resources and let flow back a substantial amount of this cash back into society. What I said already with the cattle breeding, forestry, agriculture, we support these kind of projects through CDAP, the Community Development Action Programs. And thirdly, we have a cash flow model based upon carbon credits.
Very well. All right, the next questions are for both, so we're going to take order in answering. First one, considering the current drop in the market, why should investors buy into both projects? Who's going to take this one first?
Yeah. Why? I don't think this kind of decision are made on by my, let's say, my thoughts. It's normal. I have a project. I try to build it. I try to gain value. I try to sell so I can go future and future. But at this point, I think, and in the next future, every project that has a real utility will be in life. Will be alive. Sorry. And real utility, I think you can find on our actually both projects. On our side, on the technical side, on the let's say tokenization side, on the website that will contain huge value of our tokens. Behind every WNFT will be stored the value. So I think we are really giving for the people a real utility in creating this cognitive web, which is safer, cheaper, faster, and I think it's a real evolution in Web3 area. Edward, please.
Well, yeah.
Mike, no Mike?
Yeah, I know what the question is. But
Very well.
first, I'm going to help Alex a little bit. And let me summarize it. If you don't buy in right now, or you won't participate on an opportunity like this, where it comes to SourceLess, you're missing out on one of the best developments, best possibilities towards the future. So we are looking here at the next generation of development. It took quite some time to get here, but it will take a quantum leap up to the next few years. And I don't know if you all still remember, but I bought my first smartphone in 2010. And I didn't have the first one, because the first one was in 2008 by Apple. But it's only 12 years ago. So go back 12 years and where we are today. So you can imagine what kind of quantum leap is going to be on the side of SourceLess. And I know what's behind them. So that's what it is. And that goes for the both of us. You're looking here at an opportunity of Bitcoin 2.0 on steroids. So, you know what I said, right? It was 6 cents in 2010 to be $60,000 10 years later. You're looking straight at it. You think you should pass again? That's okay, but I would be on the boat. Is that okay?
Very well, thank you. All right, another question for both, with a short answer for what is the legacy of both SourceLess and Commodity? Who's going to go first? Keep the same order?
For me, it's like DNS turned into the blockchain and services. And that, I think it's a legacy we can create for real. That is the next step in owning your personal address, which is like a key in this web. You can have the business address, which actually it's exactly the same as a www address, but you have the security and you have your identity in blockchain that can be really validated in the browser. And then is the security side, in which I think is the best solution not to fight against malware, just check their identity into blockchain. And then it's like the simplest solution, but the best answer. You cannot have a third party involved in this kind of transaction because they are not like validated by the ecosystem. And if they are not validated, then you are out of viruses and malware and this kind of stuff. And I think this is the legacy that we really create, a safer web forward. And that is the major quality. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, the legacy is change of perspective and leaving behind something better than that we found.
Very short, very to the point. Thank you. All right, let's open up for more questions from the audience. If anybody has any, now's the last chance. All right, here we go.
Right. So first of all, let's make it clear for everyone else what are the main three purposes why people should invest in your tokens for both community and your SourceLess business as well. Why should we invest in your businesses as a potential investor?
All right, 3 reasons for why to invest in each company. Seems like we've already covered the big one.
Ask the question? Alex or to me?
Both.
Oh, to both of us. Okay, well, I think that we proved here tonight that next to what the technology can offer, that there is an undisputed user case which can definitely make a huge transition of wealth towards the future. So what you're looking at here is something that had never been done. It's on the SourceLess side, where it comes to the innovative blockchain, and where it comes to the monetary shift that we are in right now, with the development towards the real investment domain. There was not a security token. It was not possible based upon legislation. So that era is going to start now. So if you see the development, what's currently happening in society, you see the huge inflation, you see the problems in the monetary system, you see the problems in the geopolitics, then you absolutely cannot come to any other conclusion that you get in on something like this. Even governments and central banks are now shifting towards central bank digital currencies, which is, by the way, a very dangerous development for everybody. Because on the moment that governments are going to hold their custody over your money, which should be in your wallet, where you decide it, then in central bank digital currencies, they can decide what you can do with your money. Where you can pay it for, how much you can pay, how long it's valid, what you can put in your savings account. I really wish for everybody that we will never get to that point.
Right, that's one. You need 2 more.
Sorry?
You need 2 more purposes.
2 more purposes?
So the main one is to make the financial more like for everyone. Why the other 2?
Well, I don't know what you're exactly referring at. But for me, it's you mean why you should get in?
Yeah, well, that's one.
I think I mentioned a number of reasons because it's not only one answer. But you see that there's an opportunity here, or not. You believe in it or not? What we are saying. So if it goes for your decision whether you should put your money into something in order to grow it, then I think right now, where we are still gaining traction and of the things that we disclosed here tonight, where we are going in the next few months, half year, next year, then you're at the beginning of this project. So it means it's cheap. Yeah?
All right, thank you. Alex, you're up.
Okay, we have some qualities. As I explained earlier, you can own your domain. You have maybe another question on this. Okay, there are like Ethereum name services and everything. But look on what they have, how you can use Ethereum name services and all other type of blockchain domains. We are like different. We are using these domains and actually our own browser. We will be giving all our users an initial space in distributed ledger technology, which you can actually create a website, use it as a website, and have the value behind the website. It's like starting a new domain name services from scratch. And that is possible having the token. You can put behind an address, and you can go and build your website. This is, I think, one or two, but it doesn't matter. I have more. You know, I've explained about zero knowledge snark. That technology is not invented by me. I'm just using it. You can use. You can have actually a fully validated node in 1 megabyte. Actually, it can be lower, but like 44 kilobytes, it's already on Mina protocol. But we go to 1 megabyte because we have more complex transaction to validate. And I think that is the best solution that we can have to have a 1 megabyte node installed on your wallet. That is another quality that we have, because that node can contain enough information so it can be used as a key, not just for the web, only on the IoT side, and like a validation of your identity. And another thing, yeah, we are also at the beginning. Some of you guys were searching about maybe our tokens. Now there are tokens, we will migrate both of us. We are like listed. We started a NEO on a token like a few days ago. There are also commodities listed on a token like 1 week ago or similar. We are at the beginning on the commercial side. I know maybe it's a small exchange, is not so big, but in the next week we will go also with Albank. We had a meeting a few days in Dubai. We will start making the steps also for the value indicators and exchange and everything. But we just started. I answered? Oh, it's fine. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Any other questions from the audience? Here we go.
Okay, hi guys. My name is Sami. I'm from CryptoStarters.ro. I have two questions, one for commodity and one for Alex. Well, one is, tell me please if I understood correctly, that gold from Sierra Leone, it will be tokenized on the blockchain, but it will be never extracted, correctly?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. And this is for you, Alex. Can you tell me something about the throughput, the technology performance of the blockchain? I don't know, TPS, finality, or what we should know.
All right, Alex.
Actually, I like this TPS side on all blockchains. All have the best TPS in the world. No, I can create like one simple example about Mina protocol. They use very similar technology with what we have. Mina protocol has a 44 kilobytes, as I told you earlier. It's extremely low consumption energy and fast validation and everything. But they still are not as fast as mathematical. I can say this: we have two partners, let's say A and B. A sent a transaction to B, and we have a witness. The witness is the validator. While we manage to keep the full data we need to pass from one to another and double check by the third party, we can do some math. Actually, there are some calculation in this side, in this type of blockchain, this type of technology and validation mode, in which it's very similar with, let's say, proof of existence. Because I need to exist so I can validate one transaction to the third party. And I need to be inside this network, which blockchain is actually a network. Yeah? And we can figure out about the TPS when we are we are applying this math calculation with the speed and possibility to be on or not and so on, because I will put everything inside the wallet, the validation node, and then we can extrapolate it and make some calculation with a big number load. So theoretically, it's which each user that came into the blockchain, into the platform, and registered and have a fully validation node, it is another, let's say, another possible TPS. But if you want me to do marketing, I will not. It's not about 100,000. I know examples, and they are not really true. In my test, in lab condition, let's say like that, we can have like 100,000 TPS. But that it's like on your network. It's not real. It's not real. It's only math. When you put it in your network, it's not real. You can have another person which is in, let's say, Edward is in Sierra Leone. He wants to validate a transaction, but the connection is bad. We need to change also the witness. We need to do some like automated. We need to have some lags. Okay, I have this person which is available but cannot finish the validation, let's say like that. So I need to move to a third party. That can create minuses. So the reality, we cannot know. I think we are extremely fast. That the tests tell us we are extremely fast, but it's not yet public, and I really don't want to lie. I think we can do some tests later August. I think we will go up with the public in the let's say with the beta version, in which we can really test what is SourceLess about, and to test if everything is as mathematically and theoretical, and in theory. It's easier. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other questions from the audience? Over there. All right.
I'm just very curious about who's behind the security team and what their background. Like the team of the people who are taking care of the security on the blockchain you are developing of. What is their background as a security like developer or any kind of that?
You can see this. You can see we are near.
Yeah, I know you are a big team, but I'm just asking about the people who are taking of security, only the security as well.
Yeah, the security on what? We are
of
not
the blockchain.
We are not public yet, so.
No, I know you are not.
It's me running everything in my computer at this. It's lab condition.
I know, but
you do not need security at this point.
So you are the only programmer of the blockchain. There's a whole.
I didn't say this.
That's what I'm asking for.
Yeah.
The team behind.
You need security.
Yeah.
When you are out in public.
Yeah.
Like you can install SourceLess now. No. So we don't really need a dedicated security team. Actually,
okay.
I have a background in this security, cyber security, and this kind of stuff. I'm not alone. We have that team also on our SourceLess website. You can see which every one of us do. But at this point, we don't really need a security team.
All right. So when it's going to be public? Who's going to be behind of the security team? Is it going to be only you, or is it going to be like other people as well? I'm just asking about their background as a developers or programmers.
Yeah, we have in the team some developers that are really working in the cyber security. Also, we will go
with a partnership in the test and everything, so we can be sure that we do not do any mistake, because you cannot be every time like maybe you are referring on some security problems in the that other companies have, maybe this, but that is not related on the blockchain. There are two different things. One is the application or dApps or everything, and one is the other problem, it's a blockchain. On the blockchain, you can have only a security audit, and that's all. You don't need to have a security on the blockchain to check every time the blockchain is fine. It's not working like this.
So some people will be behind all the blockchain.
Yeah, we are here. Yeah, I'm the architect. I have a little. I have a little, let's say, history behind. You can, or maybe I'm not a public person on everything, but you can look at my background starting 2014 on the Ethereum meetup. I was with Mihai Alicia, and I really participated. The picture are on Ethereum meetup, and from there you can see what is actually my background in this blockchain field. But to get back to your question, you asked me about the security of the blockchain. You know, when you write a blockchain, it doesn't matter. You make a fork, there are some rules. You run it. After you run it, and everything is fine, on your computers, you test them. You test them for, let's say, TPS, transaction, smart contracts, execution, how they are behaving in, let's say, different points. If they are weak points, you make on yourself some security audits. There are all kind of... yeah. I'm not on an army, no.
I'm just asking how many people are behind you as well.
There are like, on development, there are 7 Romanian, and we have some externalized team in other countries, but the core, we are 7 now working on this. Some goes, some, not all are like, but 7 are working today and also work for the last 1.5 years on SourceLess.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? Let's take the last one. All right, I'll come by there.
Hi, good evening. So you're both innovators, you know, from what I heard, and I would really like to know what motivates you, what's your why, why are you doing what you're doing? And then secondly, what's your vision for the future, for us, for planet Earth?
Alex, what is your vision for planet Earth? I want to know that because we're going to put it on the blockchain.
No.
All right, who's going first?
You want to go first, or must I go first?
Please.
Yeah?
Please go ahead.
Well, what's motivating me? I have a very strong motivation since I was very young, and that motivation is freedom. There is nothing else that I want, basically. And freedom that can be different for everybody else. But for me, it was where I can live and how I can live, and that I never have to think about paying a bill for the rest of my life. That's my definition of freedom. Second thing is, the second question that you asked, why would you do this? What's driving me? What's driving me is legacy, and the fact that I can do it. Everybody needs to find its purpose in life, I think. And on the moment that I see an opportunity or a possibility to leave a real legacy behind, it would be an insult to those people who put me here not to fulfill my purpose. So that's my motivation.
All right.
That's not correct. No one will clap on me. Anyway, for this I must be the first to speak. Anyway, first thing, what motivates me? when I figure out that I can do a better way to web, and actually maybe it sounds strange or different, but I really think that I can do for real a change in how we really work on the security side on our life. We are all connected, all are in a risk of getting like all kinds of problems with viruses and all of that. But with the help of the blockchain and with the STR domain, which has my 3 letters from my last name, it's a different way to assume your identity, to own a web page, and to be sure that you cannot be hacked. You need to be validated by the blockchain, and then you can exist and rule your application. If you are not in there, you cannot rule it, so no third party. It doesn't matter the type of the, let's say, attacks you have, like DDoS attacks and everything that is happening now. You cannot have them with the solution that I think I found it in the best way possible.
I really want to add something here, because we got to know each other a little bit where it comes to a part of explanation. And let me do it then as a non-technician. What Alex created here, and that's really something totally different, and it's perhaps difficult to comprehend, is that he created a new kind of internet. His STR domain means that you will be back in power of your data. So what we see currently happening all over the internet, if you look at Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, WhatsApp, or whatever it is, they take your data. You don't own it anymore. And on the moment that you do something online that they don't like, they cut off your account. So what he is doing is changing the world. He is bringing it back into your hands. You decide to whom you want to share your data, who can access your data, to you, who you want to share it with, and it's complete governed by blockchain technology. That's going to be a revolutionary way of creating your own safety. And how is that called? You gave me the name last week. They had another name for it. Do you remember?
Proof of existence or what?
No, that was a name that you said, this is what we do.
I'm not sure.
Sorry, it slipped my mind, but it was the example. This is exactly what he's doing. And on top of that, people, he is going to create it into a DAO. And a lot of people here probably don't know what that is. A decentralized autonomous organization, but it's like Bitcoin. And let me give them one example that makes it, I think, very clear. On the moment that each and every one of you would be the President of the United States, well, I would, okay. But imagine you are the President of the United States. You would be better than the one who's sitting there right now, but that's another story. Yeah, also. But besides that, imagine that you would want to stop blockchain. What do these governments and presidents and people with power, what do they always do? They're going to send you a letter, for example. Or they're going to arrest you. Or they're going to raid your building. Look, for example, at Bitcoin. Who are you going to send this letter to? Satoshi Nakamoto? Nobody knows who it is. Which building are you going to? Bitcoin doesn't have a building. Who are you going to arrest? You can't. So Bitcoin is a DAO. And it's currently the largest bank in the world without any employee, without any building, and it's based upon the principles of democracy. Most votes count. It's owned by everybody and owned by nobody. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's giving the power back to the people.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Edward, Alex. I'm certain everybody will have more questions, but they can address them during the party, so we can conclude tonight's event. Also, in closing, I'd like to bring up Alex with a few words. Adi, sorry.
Bună seara, Adrian Niculescu mă numesc, sunt antreprenor în serie și investitor și aș dori să vă ofer câteva informații despre lucrurile la care se uită cei mai populari investitori, cei despre care citim în Forbes și în alte publicații, când se uită la proiecte blockchain, crypto, web 3.0. Credeți că ar fi valoros pentru încheierea seriei? Înainte de asta, fiindcă mă simt că sunt un promotor al antreprenoriatului românesc, ceea ce fac cei de la SourceLess și la care muncesc de ani de zile, este ceva ce merită nu doar niște aplauze, ci mult mai mult de atât. Eu sunt advisor în SourceLess și sunt advisor numai în proiecte în care cred și sunt în această industrie din 2016. Mă consider un contributor, cineva care vrea să împingă industria mai departe. De asemenea, îi admir foarte tare pe cei de la Commodity pentru ceea ce fac și la sfârșitul lunii mai, într-un efort nebunesc de 3 săptămâni de la zero și cu ajutorul celor de la SourceLess și Commodity, am pus pe picioare Bitcoin Bucharest 2022, prima ediție a acestui eveniment, care va deveni un eveniment anual. A ieșit foarte bine. Aș vrea să vă mai spun ceva, înainte de a vă spune acele lucruri importante, pe care dacă le aplicați, vor schimba foarte mult din ceea ce faceți. Dacă ați simțit niște emoții astăzi, în această sală, să știți că sunt cam aceleași emoții pe care le-au simțit colegii lui Mark Zuckerberg într-un cămin acum mulți ani, când el le-a spus, dom'le, știți, vreau să mă apuc de Facebook, vreau să mă apuc de o chestie. Unii au fost încântați, alții au zis, băi, nu ne interesează, nu ne uităm. Cei care au fost interesați s-au uitat, probabil l-au scuturat pe Mark, au zis, băi, ia, povestește mai mult. La evenimentul din seara asta aveți o ocazie unică de a-i scutura pe oamenii ăștia, de a-i întreba cine sunteți, ce faceți, să vă uitați în ochii lor, să le simțiți energia, să vedeți de ce sunt pasionați, nu la un pahar de prosecco, de șampanie sau de altceva. Nu?
Exact.
To feel the passion. Pentru că antreprenorii și oamenii care schimbă lumea, ei creează valoare, creează joburi. Nu sunt ca politicienii, n-am nimic, politicienii sunt foarte ok într-o țară, trebuie să țină țara în pace, să existe infrastructură, dar în general politicienii consumă din resursele produse de antreprenori. Antreprenorii sunt cei care produc valoare. Și câteva lucruri despre mine, un pic așa ca poziționare. Am un rol în exchange-ul la token.com, un exchange care este în top 20 pe CoinGecko și unde la ora actuală sunt listați cei de la Commodity, iar cei de la SourceLess sunt în IEO și urmează să fie listați. Dacă aceste lucruri ies bine sau nu, am și eu o parte din vină sau din merite. Sper să am mai multe merite decât să fiu vinovat de ceva, astfel încât să mai pot veni într-un astfel de spațiu. Vorbesc la evenimente cripto și blockchain cam din 2018 și să știți că eu sunt un băiat din Sălăjan și mă mândresc cu acest lucru. Știe toată lumea ce este Sălăjan? Ok. Luna aceasta este foarte specială pentru mine. Este prima lună când vorbesc pe 3 continente. După Bitcoin Bucharest, care a fost în mai, luna aceasta am fost în America de Nord la 3 evenimente, la AIBC America în Toronto, la Consensus în Austin și apoi la Battlefield în New York. am avut o ocazie destul de unică pentru un român să fiu intervievat în clădirea Nasdaq de Jane King. M-au trecut toate, absolut, transpirațiile, emoțiile, numai că n-am făcut pe mine. Ieri am venit de la Crypto Milan, un eveniment făcut de o echipă de români în Milano, tot români de-ai noștri, 2 cupluri, au făcut un eveniment cripto de 4 zile în Milano și mâine voi pleca în Dubai la DeFi Investment Summit, unde vin și reprezentanții guvernului și unde voi modera a doua zi. Tot așa în ideea de a promova, de a face lucrurile să se miște. Vă spuneam de lucrurile la care se uită investitorii despre care citim noi în presă și pe care îi admirăm. Ei se uită la 3 chestii. Este ceva foarte simplu. În primul rând se uită la echipă. Echipa din spatele unui proiect este cea mai tare și cea mai importantă chestie. De ce? Fiindcă orice proiect startup, mai ales în zona tehnologică, are foarte multe blocaje și greutăți până se dezvoltă. Dacă echipa este o echipă puternică și de multe ori când devin advisor într-un proiect, eu mă uit cât de mult s-a chinuit echipa respectivă. Dacă lucrează de ani la o idee, din start, eu mă uit altfel. Dacă e cineva care s-a apucat de ieri și gata, spune că este cel mai tare de pe pământ, nu mă impresionează. Un proiect va avea întotdeauna foarte multe greutăți. Acum, dacă ne uităm la piața cripto, teoretic suntem în bear market, prețurile sunt jos, dar lumea construiește. La evenimentele astea din America am vorbit cu 10 de persoane, niciunul nu a zis nimic de prețuri. Toată lumea construiește, toată lumea marketează. Prețurile sunt un rezultat. Nu putem influența piața, dar putem să influențăm ce facem noi în piața respectivă. Lumea mă întreabă, cum vezi viitorul industriei? Cum o să fie industria peste 5 ani? Și zic, habar n-am. Nici nu mă interesează. Pe mine mă interesează ce fac eu în industria asta în următorii ani. Asta va conta. Cum va arăta industria este un rezultat. Deci echipa este foarte importantă. Aveți aici echipele celor 2 proiecte. Ceea ce spun nu este investment advice, este pentru entertainment, e un disclaimer, dar sunt foarte multe proiecte care au echipele anonime. Eu, de exemplu, dacă mă implic într-un proiect, public peste tot că fac asta, nu mă ascund. Dacă proiectul dă greș, într-adevăr, am un liability. Ar trebui să mă ascund, să dispar. Totuși, de atâția ani, merg înainte. Îi aveți în mijlocul vostru pe acești oameni, întrebați-i, nu-i lăsați doar așa, dom'le, stai un pic, un pahar, 2. Pentru că pe internet lucrurile arată într-un fel, când relaționezi cu persoana respectivă, este cu totul și cu totul altceva. Indiferent câte greutăți va avea un proiect, o echipă bună va reuși să-l pivoteze. Va reuși să-l transforme dintr-un potențial eșec în ceva bun. Credeți că Facebook a dus-o bine din totdeauna? Așa cum au o grămadă de probleme, dar noi vedem numai rezultatele financiare care dau bine. Al doilea element la care se uită investitorii, despre care vă spun că întotdeauna trebuie să învățăm de la cei mai evoluați ca noi, corect? Dacă vrem să evoluăm ca investitori, nu ca marketer sau ca vânzători, trebuie să învățăm de la cineva mai bun ca noi, corect? Nu mai slab ca noi. Are sens? Sau? Ok. Al doilea lucru la care se uită investitorii este dacă există ceva inovație acolo. În tehnologie, inovația este cea care conduce. Și ce văd eu, de exemplu? Păi, SourceLess au un nou blockchain, în primul rând. La token, segmentul de care mă ocup eu este relația cu fondurile de investiții și să listez în special proiecte susținute de venture capital. Token și monede. Iar SourceLess este un nou blockchain. Pe mine m-a atras foarte tare ceea ce fac ei cu domeniile de internet. Acesta a fost cârligul pentru mine. Zic, ceva ce nu face nimeni. Commodity tokenizează resurse naturale. Felul în care o fac, n-am mai văzut la niciun alt proiect. Ei fac o inovație tehnologică, în primul rând. Ei fac o inovație în în zona de model de business, model de tokenizare. Oricum, luați documentele companiilor, uitați-vă pe ele, vorbesc de white paper, de pitch deck, tot ce este pe site. Pentru că în această industrie, cea mai importantă armă este educația. Pentru că dacă vă uitați la 100 de proiecte, să știți că marea majoritate a materialelor publicitare sunt create de agenții. Și acolo există un copywriter care pune cuvintele potrivite, care vorbește pe limba audienței, astfel încât acolo să găsiți ceea ce vă doriți. Însă, întotdeauna, când analizați un proiect, trebuie, să spunem, să mergi beyond the hype. Da, adică să analizezi printre cuvinte. Și al treilea lucru la care se uită este potențialul de adopție în masă. Încă după 10 ani, 12 ani, nu știu de când e Bitcoin, nu poți cu un wallet în care ai Bitcoin să te duci să cumperi pâine. Poate cineva? Bine. Vorbim de adopție în masă. Totuși, poți să faci asta, de exemplu, dacă ai un card Binance, nu? Și care este un card Visa, apropo, și ei îți fac conversia undeva în spate. Deci, până la urmă, zona aceasta descentralizată și cripto funcționează în tandem cu zona financiară clasică. Dacă v-aș întreba, este Bitcoin ca și model în viața actuală descentralizat? Este sau nu este? În a spune că nu este, am un singur argument. Bine, el este, din punct de vedere al tehnologiei. Dar eu sunt om de marketing, de vânzări și de business development. Și mă uit la niște lucruri dintr-un anumit unghi. Păi, când mă uit la Bitcoin, nu am niște cifre exacte, sunt aproximative, dar vreau să prindeți ideea. 90% din Bitcoin sunt deținuți de vreo 2000-2500 de portofele, entități. 90% sunt deținute de 2000-2500. Păi oamenii ăștia nu se cunosc între ei? Fondurile, exchange-urile, nu? Pot să manipuleze piața? Pot să facă anumite lucruri? Pot. Deci este destul de centralizat. Orice platformă, gen Uniswap, care vreți voi, are în spate două chestii. Bani de la investitori, care ce vor? Return on investment. Și o echipă de suport tehnologică ce asigură mentenanța, dezvoltarea. Că nu credeți că merge singură. Partea de guvernare este descentralizată. Deci, ne uităm, nu? Beyond the hype. Neputând merge la orice magazin să cumpărăm pâine cu Bitcoin, după atâta timp, înseamnă că sunt niște oportunități care însă n-au fost acaparate de anumite proiecte. Încă sunt deschise. După atâta timp. Ceea ce înseamnă că e foarte mult loc pentru playeri noi. Și nu trebuie neapărat să fii mass adoption peste tot, dar într-o nișă. Proiectele care își găsesc nișa și care reușesc să devină categorii king, se numește în marketing, lider pe nișa respectivă, sunt proiectele care vor avea succes. Acum, prețurile unor token sunt întotdeauna niște rezultate. Trebuie să vă gândiți ce fel de investitori sunteți. Sunteți investitori pe termen lung sau investitori pe termen scurt. Și aici mai este o distincție. Majoritatea tokenilor și monedelor sunt considerate utility tokens sau coins. Deci ele nu sunt instrumente de investiții, practic, clasice. Dar noi, toți cei care punem niște bani în criptomonede, ne numim investitori. Este foarte importantă această distincție. Și aplicând aceste trei lucruri, uitându-vă la proiecte din aceste trei unghiuri, automat veți fi înaintea a 90% din oamenii, visiurile, companiile, fondurile care se uită la aceste proiecte. Fiindcă și în această piață există niște lideri, cum e Elon Musk, de exemplu, când dă un tweet despre ceva, există 2-3 fonduri, 10, 15, care când investesc într-un proiect, automat altele 100 investesc și ele, fără să facă o analiză foarte mare, nu? Asta și de la cei mai buni. Iar, ca să repet ideea de mai devreme, educația e cea mai importantă armă pe care o aveți. Iar dacă tot ați trăit azi sentimentele colegilor lui Mark Zuckerberg, profitați de faptul că aveți acești oameni și nu îi lăsați să plece până nu îi întrebați tot ce vreți. Vă mulțumesc foarte mult. Sper că a fost valoroasă intervenția mea neplănuită și trebuie să ne dăm seama cât de norocoși suntem că suntem aici în această seară, în acest spațiu superb și că facem ceea ce facem. Este fantastic. Vă mulțumesc foarte mult.
Mulțumim, Andy. Înainte de încheiere, aș vrea să mulțumesc tuturor invitațiilor pentru participare și, bineînțeles, aș vrea să invit pe scenă echipele SourceLess și Commodity. I'd like to invite to the stage the SourceLess and Commodity teams for a quick photo op.
Happy birthday to you! Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Mulțumim foarte mult, să începem petrecerea.